101.3. My name is Ebony. I got a special guest in the house. He slimmed down a lot.
What's happening, baby?
Hey, we got Aries Spears in the house.
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
So it's Ebony, not Ebony?
It's Ebony.
I like that.
Ebony.
Like that.
Think of even and then knee.
I got it. Nah, it sounds different.
But I'm not going to spell it for you because you're going to get really confused.
I think I know how to spell it.
How?
Ebony, right?
Yeah.
E-B-E-N-E.
No.
No.
It's I-V-A-N-I. It's Brazilian.
See, black folks. Y'all
No, it's
got
not.
to-
Look, my
Man.
name. Look, it's not a made-up name. It's a traditional Brazilian name. And
Does it have meaning?
I don't know what it means, but if you want to make something up right now, we can do that too.
I think I know exactly what it means.
What does it mean?
Glowing, beautiful chocolate.
Ooh, I like that on International Women's Day too.
Is that what that is?
It
Perfect
is.
timing.
Today, that's
Perfect
the day.
timing.
Okay, so you're going to be at the Improv this weekend.
Yes, ma'am.
Tonight,
Two shows.
2 shows, 7:30 and 10 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, 7 o'clock and 10, and then Sunday at 7 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
ImprovKC.com to get your tickets. So let's get straight to it. I was reading up on you.
Uh-oh.
And a man tried to pull out a knife on you in my hometown, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yeah, they gangsta over there.
Really gangsta, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
white drunk dude. Long story short, you know, him and his bro was drunk.
Okay.
So you know they were doing what drunk people do.
Was it
And
like a Bonnie and Clyde situation? Did she try and like have his back?
Nah. He was just really toe back. She was toe back too, but he was really messed up.
Okay.
So you know he was doing what they do, and I had to do what I do, and I checked him. And he got thrown out, and you know I heard he had pulled out a knife and was going show me some OJ love when the show was over. Yeah.
So do you ever get worried when situations like that happen, and does it happen a lot?
I've probably had about 7 incidences.
7 incidents? That's 7 too many.
Well, listen, I've been doing this almost 30 years. I've been doing it 29.
True.
And the longer you stick around doing something, you see a little bit of everything.
And you ruffle
multiple
some feathers
times.
too.
Yeah, and I don't do this moist comedy. I go hard in the paint. And if you sit up front and you buy courtside seats, you're gonna be part of the game.
Okay,
so act accordingly.
Anyone who's listening, if you don't want the heat, don't sit in the front.
Act accordingly. That's all. And don't make Papa have to come out his shoes.
Okay.
I come for a good time, but people don't know etiquette sometimes.
Okay, so now do you just go after people and they're just innocent bystanders, or do they have to provoke you?
Could be both. You know what I mean? If I'm provoked, then I got to do what I got to do. But sometimes you have to address the elephant in the room. So depending on what you got on, what your hairstyle might look like,
Man.
you can't ignore the gift. God is throwing you a oop. You got to dunk it.
Correct this weekend at the Improv, please.
Yeah.
You don't want the smoke. Okay, so I saw that you were thanking Trump. So he's giving you a lot of material. Yeah, I saw. I was reading up on you.
Not in a good way. Yeah.
Not in a good way.
Yeah.
How are you thanking him?
Because it's the joke that writes itself.
Easy material for you.
Absolutely, and this is proof that karma is real. Because the way he bashed that elegant man named Obama and talked about how incompetent he was and what a horrible administration that was, he is going down on record as the worst ever with an administration that he can't seem to keep together. So I love it. This is karma doing its thing. Thank you, baby.
Okay, well, yeah, that is very good material for you, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Look, some other good material. You're a Chicago native,
I'm
right?
New York. I'm from
New York?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for some reason, I don't know why I thought you're from Chicago.
I know. It says so, but no, I'm a New Yorker.
Okay, never mind, because
Yeah.
I was going to ask you to tell me what's going on in Chicago right now.
Oh,
Damn.
listen, I mean, I know they just passed that crazy law where recording a police officer is a felony.
Oh, it is?
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't
thought you
hear
was talking
about that.
That's not what you was going to talk about?
No.
Oh, what did you hear?
Well, I mean, I was just going to ask you about the Jussie Smollett, the Kanye, and just the R. Kelly stuff. What do you think is the most craziest story? Because 2019 is starting off with a bang.
Well, I mean, in hindsight, the cops and the felony recordings, now if you record them, you can be charged with a felony.
What are they trying to hide?
Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Talk about your conspiracy.
But it feels to me, I'm not saying this is what it is, but this is how it feels. It feels to me that there are certain white people in positions of power that are worried about the preservation of their existence. And because we know that they're going to be a minority in this country, there are things that seem to be coincidentally being done to either exterminate us completely or keep us incarcerated to control the numbers. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's how it feels. All these institutions of power seem to keep being protected. Laws have always, they have a history of rewriting the books when it's time to make it work for them.
Yeah.
And we keep suffering the wrath of their BS. So
I don't think that that's a crazy conspiracy.
I don't want to come off like I'm damning the mayonnaise people. I got love for the mayonnaise people, and I'm by no means am I suggesting that all white people are racist. I'm just saying as a race.
There's just black people.
This is very. Don't hold up. This is very poignant. Words are important, and there's a rhythm to this. I'm not saying all white people are racist. I'm just saying as a race, you guys are known for racism. Now, take of that what you will. Like I said, I love the mayonnaise people. I surely do, because they pay on time, and they don't hit you with the black people's work with me.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah. Okay, no, I trust you because I remember a few years ago when you came.
This is the reason I don't get that Kevin Hart love. Because
I
say things like that.
He keeps it real, but I like your realness. Now, I remember a few years ago when you came.
Yeah.
And you said something about Beyonce. I forget what it was. I think Beyonce had just released her CD. And you said that you foresaw, I don't know if you're like a psychic or something, but you said that you thought that her and Jay-Z, it was all publicity, and her and Jay-Z were going to come out with an album together, and you were right. Like, are you? Do you need to tell us something? Do you see these
listen,
things?
Jay-Z and Beyonce are two of the smartest business people,
Their
as
marketing
well as the
is off
most
the chain.
exactly, as well as the most successful in the game. And they are a power couple. And I'm not questioning the legitimacy of their love. I believe that it's real.
But look, if she broke up with Jay-Z, who would she get with?
Anybody she wanted.
But you really think that they're worthy of Beyonce?
I don't know that it's so much about her worth from that standpoint. You got to have some confidence yourself.
That's true.
That's
true. But
she's got money, Jay-Z's got money, so I don't know if it was a money contest, but we know how Jay-Z looks. But he got that New York swag, and he knew how to talk that Houston gal about them shoes. So
she's a powerful woman, though, and I think
absolutely.
that a lot of men they just feel very intimidated by that.
No, I think some brothers that got game will shoot their shot. You know what I mean?
Or some looking for a sugar mama.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either. You'd be surprised what I'll do to get some of Beyonce's love to take care of me.
Her billions.
Oh, goodness.
So a lot of people know you from Mad TV. Do you think that a show like that could exist in 2019?
Absolutely not. I think like I said, this is a moist time for comedy.
Moist time. You keep on throwing out that word.
It is. People are sensitive. They want to tell you what you can and can't say, can and can't do. I kind of look at it like the Prohibition era. This is going to all come back to smack people in the face because this is America. And one thing we know about Americans is they don't like to be told what they can and can't do. So I believe that this will eventually turn out to be some serious backlash and go away. And I'll be glad. All comedians will be glad when it does because, we become so sensitive to things that we shouldn't be that sensitive to. At the end of the day, if you can't distinguish the difference between reality and humor or reality and entertainment for the sake of being entertainment, then we have a problem. You know what I mean?
Does that make you tiptoe with your material on stage?
There's nothing about me that suggests delicate. I go hard in the paint. I do everything with exuberance and a forcefuless. I'm like a Floridian. I stand my ground. I don't waver. You know what I mean? If you don't do your education and don't know who you coming to see before you come to the club, that's on you.
True.
So do your homework.
True.
You know what I mean? I ain't budging.
So tell me, what's your, like I asked you earlier, but what's your opinions about the whole R. Kelly thing? I thought it was ridiculous that his PR people let him cry on TV like that.
The internet is so priceless. I will give it this. Some of the things that they've done where they throwing in the music with his tantrum, I forget, what was the thing he did?
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh, it's priceless. But there's one in particular, the one that he did with the Isley. You know how he's like it's a soap opera, and as he's talking, there's the music.
Yeah.
So as he's saying his rant, they put that track the instrumental behind
So it's like
it.
a Trapped in the Closet.
Oh, Trapped. That's what it is.
Okay.
So he's ranting. I gave y'all 30 years. How could you do this to me? It's priceless. Listen, I think it's naive of people to think, and we get so caught up in celebrity because we allow these people's work into our lives. If they're a television star, they come into your bedroom at night and they spend that time with you. If it's a musician, it's the soundtrack to your life, some of your greatest memories. And I think that we tend to get so caught up in that we want to believe that no famous person can be capable of committing a crime that a non-famous person would commit. They're still human beings with faults. It's just they got the money and the fame to cover it up or get them out of it or make it so that their adoring public fans don't want to believe it. Now, I'm not saying he did it, but bro, you on camera with half your face, you wearing a girl's booty like a mask. You know what I mean? And Michael Jackson, I don't know if he did it or didn't do it. I don't think he did.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
But what hurts me more than anything is why would Oprah and Gayle do that? Like, why would you do that? Why would you play a hand in that?
Okay.
I don't care about ratings. You've got enough money. You don't need to make no more money.
I will say the whole thing about the Michael Jackson thing.
Here's my point. Black men don't need no more help being torn down. Now, I'm not excusing Michael if he did it. If he did it, then he should suffer the consequences.
Well, he can't anymore.
Right. Now, well, one, he can't defend himself.
Yeah.
Two, he shouldn't have to because he was acquitted twice. So, based on that, let it go. This man has a legacy. Now, if you want to taint that legacy because you personally believe he may have done it, that's on you as an individual to make that decision. But as far as the record books, he was acquitted twice.
Yeah, but I always say where there's smoke, there's fire. To me, when I look back...
Well, no, sometimes where there's smoke, there's a blunt. So it ain't all bad. I'm just saying, like, you know, Michael's our legacy. Okay. And there's no one else in music that tops that. We only have... There's a lot of artists who we can say are great, but we talking about legacies. Whitney is a legacy. Prince is a legacy. Michael's a legacy. Name anybody that replaces those three, talent-wise, popularity, and achievements.
None, but a lot.
So we don't need our heroes and heroettes to be torn down, not by our own.
I feel
Especially again, if they did it, and if they did do it, the mayonnaise people gonna handle that anyway. Fall back.
But
why do you need to do that?
Are your thoughts the same though for R. Kelly though, because he was acquitted the first time around?
See, this is where it gets foggy.
I know.
This is where it gets
foggy.
foggy.
I don't like gray area.
Because from a theoretical, technical standpoint, you're right. He was acquitted. So was OJ.
Exactly. And all the people that kill black men. Are we just gonna turn a blind eye on that?
What are you talking about?
With all the people that are getting acquitted for the murders of innocent black men.
You talking about by the hands of cops?
Exactly.
No, we're not supposed to turn a blind eye to that. But there's also a history of that goes back to since we were in chains.
There's a history of Michael Jackson and enjoying little boys.
I'm not gonna compare slavery to
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it.
That history is much longer. I'm not saying one right is righter than the other. Exactly. One wrong is wronger than the other. Wrong is wrong and right is right. But again, have you seen the documentary?
The Leaving Neverland? Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Man, it's a snooze fest. I wanted to go to sleep. It was very boring.
It was, but at the end of the day, nothing was proven. Nothing. It was all hearsay.
Yeah.
Nothing was proven.
They could have gotten
R. Kelly is wearing a girl's booty as a mask.
Now, I didn't see any of those videos. So.
I did. You did. I mean, he's side profile, one eye to the camera, the other buried in the other spot.
I just don't understand though why people allowed this to go on for so many years though. Fame.
People are impressed by. I saw on the internet one dude was playing some of R. Kelly's songs, and I forget the one where he goes, "Something to my body, my nature's rising," whatever that song is. And the brother was smoking a blunt, and he said, "And y'all want me to be mad at the N-word that made this here?" This song here, shoot, I ain't fit to be mad at this N-word. Not for he made this. Now, it's funny that I get it.
Yeah.
But, dude, you got a mama. You got a grandmother. You might have a daughter, a niece, a sister. So what if it's them? You still gonna be like, I ain't gonna be mad at the dude that made Step in the Name of Love? You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that's the power of celebrity. What it does to people, it's amazing to me. I think it's kind of sick. I have a love-hate relationship with it because it pays my mortgage. You know what I'm saying? It puts money in my pocket. It allows me to live the lifestyle I want to live. So from that standpoint, I'm thankful for it. But there is a sick side of it.
Yeah.
You know, that people get blinded to what they shouldn't be blind to because of what somebody does or who they are. Yeah. You know, it's a sick. It's sick,
and it's just like, it's just a tough thing to call. But for me, in my opinion, I think that Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson.
We all do.
Think that he's guilty. It's just all very strange.
But do you think he's guilty?
Yes, I do.
You think he did it?
I do. Why? What grown man likes to entertain young kids? Like, I like kids, but I don't like kids like that. Where I want to have slumber parties.
But Michael's life has never been normal.
I know, but what about all the other people? Normal. I understand that a lot of people, more of them dabbled in drugs, and it was more public, and they didn't choose to deal. Why little boys though? And they were all Caucasian little boys.
So you would have rather him pipe the black little boy?
That wouldn't have happened with the little black boy.
We don't know that.
I don't think so.
R. Kelly, some of them ladies were saying their fathers were setting them up. Where there's a paycheck, there's a maniac. Listen. From a moral standpoint, okay, Mike, the little boys, grown men and kids, adults and kids, that's touchy. But what did he really do other than what was said with no proof?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I see it, yeah.
Like even with OJ, okay, the bloody glove, the cuts on his finger, the blood in the Bronco. Now, of course, we can lean back to the defense, you know, the Planet, tainted evidence.
Still to this day, my dad says that he is innocent.
Well, your dad's from that generation. So the older generation are more inclined to stick with the guns. No,
till this day.
I'm telling you that he come from that Dr. King era where black people was united and we didn't turn our backs on each other.
But I gave him the side eye. When I watched the whole whatever documentary they had that they just released, I couldn't believe it because I was a little girl when it happened, so I didn't know what was going on. And then when I watched it as an adult now, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, the mayonnaise people. I feel like I should do my Paul Mooney. The mayonnaise people are tricky. They are crafty. They know what they're doing. If you can steal all the Negroes from Africa and bring them here to work here, they will steal under your nose. They're like little magicians pulling white bunnies out of black hats. You know, I'm just saying, like, anything is possible in that sense. But again, when you look at all the evidence and you just look at what happened, it didn't look good for OJ. And I think black people, we stood behind him because we had been getting shafted so much from the judicial system that it was our turn to go, hey, see how it feels? So, you know, we had to do one for the team.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can go on and on about this. What's new with you? 2019?
You know, I got my podcast.
What's it called?
Spears and Steinberg, a.k.a. The Jew and the Jerk.
Okay.
It's available through Apple/iTunes, or you can go to spearsberg.com. Let me spell it for the slow people. SPEARSBERG.com or Apple/iTunes. It's relatively new.
I was going to ask how long you've been doing this podcast.
Probably a little over a year.
Is there money in the podcast game?
There can be if you are successful enough.
Okay.
Because through advertising.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah, like Joe Rogan. I don't know if you know who he is. He has one of the top podcasts in the game.
Okay.
I think he makes $30,000 per ad.
Oh,
and he does
really?
3 ads per show.
Wow.
So, you know, if you really at the top of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got the podcast,
Yes.
touring with your comedy.
Yes.
Can we get a stand-up special? I mean, everybody's been cranking them out.
You know, we have to see what happens. Listen, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very out there with what I say, and I'm very opinionated, and sometimes I can come off quite polarizing. And when you speak like that, so loosely and so openly, doors aren't as open to you. So, not saying it won't happen, but I'm fighting a different kind of fight.
Okay.
Because people say to me all the time, "Hey man, when we gonna get the Netflix special?" Or "How come you ain't in movies? And don't you want to be?" Like I'm sitting there going, choosing. It's not a choice for me. It's what the game is. You know, this is a. I don't know too many people that get through this game sober. You know what I mean? This will test you, and I'm being tested.
Okay.
So I'm gonna figure out within the next year or two how much longer I want to do my Huey P. Newton thing. Because if it keep going like this, where them soft shoes at?
Well, if you
jazz hands.
Well, I was gonna say, if you don't do comedy though, what else would you do? Or would you just take a different approach in your comedy?
I don't know that I'll take a different approach in my comedy, but I might take a different approach in myself. In terms of how I, make better choices in terms of when to be quiet or when to say less. It's so crazy because every golden rule for a comedian is to say what's in your heart, to say what's on your mind. If it's funny, it's money, and to go with your instincts. But again, I'm in a business where you're walking through a minefield. So that's what's so discouraging about doing what I do, because my instinct and my first inclination is to be that, is to go there. But at some point you're going, should I bow out gracefully, or should I play the game? And you feel like you're selling your soul, or you're selling yourself, or your integrity. It's hard, man. It's real hard.
Well, you're gonna figure it out. Just know that we love you just the way you are.
Well, that's good. And people always go, "Man, but you keep it real." Unfortunately, real don't pay the bills. They do to an extent.
That's true.
But when you want that upper echelon of success and
it's
all
coming.
the other things,
it's coming.
I hope so, because if it don't, I hope you got a couch.
Look, we got two right here.
Nah, I ain't talking about over there. Do you have? I'm just curious, and I'm just simply asking. Do you have a guy?
No, I don't.
You're not married, nothing?
No ring on.
Do
this
they
finger.
know? Because I would assume that most people that do radio, unless you just really out there, they don't know what you look like.
No, they don't. Well, I mean, if they come to our events, yes, they do.
Right.
But I'm just here.
Fellas, this one is a winner. She's definitely no prenup material. You don't need a prenup with this one.
I'm a good one.
I could feel it. It's emanating off you. I could. The smile
I was raised right.
I know.
I got good parents.
I hear it. The wattage on your smile is serious, and there is a real glow to you. I don't know if it's because you put some extra.
No, I'm just
baby
greasy.
oil.
I
Is
got
that what it
greasy
is?
skin,
Okay,
but
all
it'll
right.
be good when I'm an old
But
lady.
I'm
Black
telling
don't
you,
crack.
I know that's right.
So for the fellas out there, I will look good when I'm 70. Just put that out there.
I'd rather you when you're 70.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's easy to have you when you're at your most glamorous. I want you when you're at your worst. We
Okay.
work backwards.
Okay.
Oof, Lord have mercy.
My goodness. Okay, well, Aries Spears, he's at the Improv this
Turn
weekend.
off the lights.
Make sure you get your tickets to go see him, improvkc.com.
You look like you bathe in coconut water and lemon wedges.
Oh, okay. What about chocolate?
That's a given. You are the chocolate.
I am the chocolate.
You know what I mean? A little bit of citrus and some coconut juice in there.
Okay, I don't really like citrus, but if you like it, then that's all that matters.
Well, then, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go see Aries Spears this weekend at the Improv.
2 shows
improvkc.com.
Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 1 Sunday. Go to improv.com for tickets. Kansas City, do they have to put Kansas City in there?
improvkc.com.
Yeah.
Give your social media.
All things free on Pandora. Subscribe. Instagram, Aries Spears. Facebook, Aries Spears. I'm also on Patreon. I don't really know if you guys know what that is, but check that out too. And Spears and Steinberg, a.k.a. the Jew and the Jerk, Apple/iTunes or SpearsBurg.com.
All right, go
There
see
it is.
him. This is Magic 107.3. Thank you.
Yeah.